up, mamas? Thank you so much for being here with us. Right now, for this session, we have Amanda Krill. She's a speaker and an author, and she's going to be talking about taming your chaos. And that is something that every single mom needs help with, I'm sure. Amanda, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
And you're in Ohio right now with lots of snow with all your children. Is that chaos or what?
Well, it's not so bad. My kids are all teenagers now, so it's more fighting over the TV and me yelling at them about you've watched too much TV. So that's where we're at the moment. And 2 of them are virtual schooling. So like when school is in session, I'm used to them being around now. Before it was like, I can't wait for them to go to school, but it's been not so bad with the virtual school stuff, but you know, like it's a lot of togetherness right now.
Yes.
So,
which is good and bad, right? Is good and bad.
Right. Exactly.
So how many kids do you have, Amanda?
I have 3. My oldest is 18, my daughter is 16, and my youngest son is 15.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you're in the age where you can take naps and all that, but you're dealing with all the teenage drama. So
I am, but I started my business when they were little. Like my oldest was 3 when I started my business. So, I mean, I have been there, done that with all the way through, like from diapers all the way through. I've been, trying to do all of the things. So I just happen to be now at a place where they're easier, like technically, but also, teenage drama. So not easier.
Well, yes, seriously. Well, let's jump into that. Tell us a little bit about your story and how and why you started your business.
Well, it's a story. And my book is actually about that. So that's another side story. But if you want more information on it, there's the book. But I started it when my kids were super little, and it was out of necessity, not out of passion. It's not because I started as a virtual assistant, and it wasn't because I wanted to be a virtual assistant. It was because I needed money. And, I was married and we had the 3 little kids. My husband was a teacher, but I wasn't working a full-time job, but I was spending money like I was working a full-time job. And I did a mystery shopping gig for a while, which is an actual thing you can really do, and got myself into a lot of debt, like $64,000 worth of credit card debt that my husband didn't know about. So, yeah.
Whoops.
And I mean, he's a teacher and we're all stressed out because our kids are little. And, when the kids are little, everybody's stressed out. And I just felt like I couldn't put that on him. I did this, I'm going to fix it. So I started writing for a few websites and then saw a Craigslist ad, oddly enough, which I know now don't get jobs on Craigslist, but 14 years ago, not such a bad thing. But it was for a virtual assistant, and I had been an administrative assistant / producer at a TV station for a few years before I had kids. And I was like, well, I can do that online. If I could do it in person, I can do it online. So I just reached out to the guy and was like, hey, I'm the person you're looking for. So he hired me.
Wow.
And it kind of snowballed. I ended up getting more and more clients. And then I got to a point where I was working with a gal who was actually a pretty big name in the internet marketing world now. And she but at the time she was only paying me like $12 an hour and she had no big budget. She wasn't big yet. So she's like, I can pay you or I can pay a web designer. I can't pay both. Do you think you can do this? And I'm like, heck yes, I can. But I didn't. I mean, like I had no idea.
YouTube
at all. But I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I taught myself how to do web design and then eventually moved my business into just doing web design. I paid the debt off in under 3 years with my business and then continued like for the last little over 12 years, I've been just doing web design and paying the bills that way and, running my business. And then I decided to write the book about the debt story because I feel like there's so many women, well, not just women, people everywhere have debt and they have this shame around it. And I don't think that it's something that we should be shameful about because we literally all do it. So, just do it. You did it. Okay, fix it. It's not that big of a deal. So I wrote the book and I, started doing the speaking stuff because I really feel like people need to see that, I've been through this, other people have been through this, and you can get through it. It's not a big deal. And you can do it even with the little kids. You can do all the things. You don't have to wait or, put things off just because you have kids.
Well, good for you. Oh my gosh, I love that story. I love that you took it on yourself. Like, hey, I did this. I'm going to get myself out of it. I think that's incredible. So how did you do that with your small kids at home?
Oh, I worked literally every second that I could, but also it was really hard. I'm not going to lie. It was like really, really hard because they obviously need attention. They were 3, 2, and 6 months old. So like I would try my best to get them all to nap at the same time during the day so I could grab that time. And, I often stayed up till 2 or 3 in the morning because I wasn't getting sleep anyway. So what's the difference? Right. And, just kind of made it work. And looking back from where I am now, I'm not sure how I did it, but I did it. So
how am I here?
Exactly. I don't know how I made it, but I did it. So it's definitely not easy, but it's doable.
But you can do it. You made the time and made it happen.
Yeah.
So you have a little, I don't know if it's a program or an article called Tame the Chaos. Yes. And what is the first tip to help moms do that, tame the chaos?
Well, it actually took me almost a decade to figure this out. And I actually did it kind of accidentally. But what I found for me, and it actually, like I've tested it on other women, so I know that it works. But taking care of yourself first is the most important thing. And it doesn't have to be like, taking 3 or 4 hours out of the day to take a hot bath and like somebody else take care of the kids. But just the way I have fit it into my day is that I get up before everybody else. And I make sure that I take the time to work out and journal and talk to God and do all of these things to take care of myself before everybody gets out of bed. And it sets a tone for the whole day. So when I do, and in the last few months have been hard to do that because of the, everybody's home so much and different schedules, and I haven't been great at it. And it's come back to me more and more and more that when I don't do my morning ritual, the whole day just like falls apart around me. But when I do it, it doesn't necessarily mean the day is going to be perfect, but it does set the tone for me and everybody else because they get up and I'm already like dressed and in a good mood and ready to go for the day instead of, like trying to force my eyes awake and be nice to everybody first thing in the morning when I don't want to be. So it seems kind of counterintuitive, like, make yourself get up really early. And it doesn't have to be really early. I mean, when my kids were super little, I had to get up like by 5 o'clock before everybody else got up, which was hard. It really sucked, but it really, really changed, everything about every day. Like it just really did.
That's incredible. And I have heard that a lot from a lot of moms, especially a lot of working moms, that they need that time to, not even working moms, every mom needs to get up and they need that